Willie Francis was born on January 12, 1929, in St. Martinville, Louisiana. He was the youngest of 13 siblings. He worked for many people in the parish. He never got in any trouble and stayed around the house close to his parents doing housework. In his free time, he would sit with an elderly man for hours and keep him company. He also would make little pen toys for the younger children of the neighborhood. In 1944, Andrew Thomas, a pharmacist in St. Martinville, Louisiana, whom Willie had once worked for, was shot and killed. He was the brother of the chief of police and the chief administrator of the parish government. His murder was unsolved for 9 months. Witnesses put 2 men in a vehicle at the scene. However, in August 1945, Willie Francis was arrested in Texas because he was a suspect in an unrelated crime, allegedly. Police said that he was carrying Thomas's wallet in his pocket, but no evidence was given during the trial. Even though he wrote 2 confessions, Francis said he was not guilty. Willie had never been in trouble in his life. During his trial, the court-chosen defense had no objections. They called no witnesses and put up no defense. The defense did not question Francis's confession, although he had no counsel at the time. 2 days after the trial began, Francis was quickly convicted of murder. He was sentenced to death by 12 jurors and the judge, even though Francis was just 15 years old at the time of the crime. On May 3rd, 1946, Willie knew he'd be scared, and he didn't want his legs to fail him on his walk and embarrass his family. So he practiced walking back and forth in the hall to the execution room. On the day of the execution, 17-year-old Willie walked to the electric chair named Gruesome Gertie. He is strapped in, and the parish priest gives him a last blessing. The sheriff asks him, does he have any last words? Willie opens his mouth, but he is so scared that no words come out. He finally just shakes his head and says, no. A black hood is put over his head. The executioner, in a sarcastic voice, says, goodbye, Willie. As the current surges through Willie's 150-pound frame, his body bucks so hard under the straps that the 300-pound electric chair jumps around the execution room. The electricity is turned off, and everyone can see that Willie is still breathing. The executioner says, we'll give him another one. Willie's body puffs up against the straps again as the electricity surges through his body. After the current has run longer than the first time, Willie screams, take it off, I can't breathe. The executioner yells back, you're not supposed to breathe. Then Willie screams, I am not dying. No one could believe what they were seeing. As Willie is escorted back to his cell, the executioner says, I'll get you next time, even if I have to hit you with a rock. Willie would later claim that God fooled with the electric chair and that the Lord was with me. After the failed electrocution, a young lawyer named Bertrand de Blanc decided to take Francis's case. He believed it was cruel and unusual punishment, as prohibited in the Constitution, to have him be executed again. De Blanc took Francis's case to the Supreme Court in Francis versus Westweber. He cited many violations of the Fifth and Eighth and Fourth Amendment rights. These included violations of equal protection, double jeopardy, and cruel and unusual punishment. The U.S. Supreme Court rejected the appeal, but commented that a federal court in Louisiana could grant such a petition as habeas corpus. De Blanc rushed back to Louisiana to tell Willie the news. and that he was going to refile in the federal court of Louisiana. Willie told DeBlanc not to do it. He told him that they were going to kill me no matter what, and he couldn't put his parents through more hopeless delays. Willie said to the reporter, "I am going to die like a man. I have to die like a man," he said. Before the second execution, Willie practiced walking up and down the hall to the electric chair. For his last meal, Willie asked for fried chicken, which was his favorite. His family was so poor that he only had it on Christmas. When the meal was brought to him, he realized it was Friday, and as a Catholic, he did not eat meat on Fridays. They offered to make him catfish, but Willie declined, stating that he didn't want to put the cook through any more trouble. On May 9th, 1947, Willie Francis should have been in his last month of high school. Instead, he was being strapped into an electric chair for the second time. Willie Francis was returned to the electric chair on May 9th, 1947. He was pronounced dead in the chair at 12:10 p.m. Willie is quoted as saying, "I reckon dying is black. Some folks say it's gold. Some say it's white as hominy grits. I've been mighty close. I reckon it's black." This is the story of Willie Francis.